Literature books. I have always recommended a large number of literature books to develop understanding, aesthetics, and appreciation of English literature. Well, I strongly recommend that one should read the plays by William Shakespeare. I recommend that one should read the Chaucer literature. One should read the interpretations of Homer literature. One should read the great literary books by John Milton, talk about Paradise Lost. And if you can spare some time, yes, go for Paradise Regained as well. Do go for John Keats, and not just for the John Keats odes, but also go for his Hyperion by John Keats, Endymion by John Keats, and go for books by Pope, go for books by the romantic poets of English literature. Talk about William Wordsworth, William Blake, talk about T.S. Eliot, talk about G.B. Shelley. And yes, you should read a large number of books to improve your literary aesthetics. There are a few more books to be recommended here. Well, you should go and read The Crucible by Arthur Miller. You should read Dr. Faustus by Christopher Marlowe. It is in the days of William Shakespeare, the greatest of the literary figure, Christopher Marlowe. If you read it, you will certainly learn a lot. And you must read Othello by William Shakespeare. There are 38 plays by William Shakespeare, and I believe that one should read all of them. Not only read them, but also watch them on the stage as well. Another book is that The Importance of Being Earnest by Oscar Wilde. Another book is Hedda Gabler by Henrik Ibsen. And then one should read the greatest of all time, the book Waiting for Godot, and it is by William Beckett. And then another great book, Oedipus Rex by Spockles, and then the book of the Cherry Orchards by Arthur, and the greatest of all the books of all ages. It is written by Charles Dickens, the greatest of the literary name. The Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. And one must go for the great novelist George Eliot, who wrote the book Adam Bede by George Eliot. Another great book, Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Another great book of all time, The Return of the Native by Thomas Hardy. The Return of the Native by Thomas Hardy. So we must associate ourselves with English literature. I do recommend prose and I do recommend poetry. I do recommend poetry of all kind. And if you really want to appreciate literature to its extent, do go and read the criticism as well. Do go and read the evaluation as well. Because sometimes these criticism, these evaluations do let you know the actual things about literature. Talk about the animal form. Uh, it is only when you go to the criticism on animal form and you read about the real thing about animal form, you come to know that what actually these pigs stand for, what actually this whole novel stand for. So my strong recommendation is to read prose, to read poetry, and read the criticism, read the evaluation. Only then you can know many things about it. That's all for the day. I'll provide you more of my advisory on English literature books. in my upcoming videos as well.